welcome to
Aaron.
another episode of the Lords of Lobang. I'm wearing the happy flag of the Singapore Communist Party. Lim Wei Ming. Lim Wei Ming. Lim Wei Ming.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, we are now in quarantine because I'm the only healthy one actually. I'm the only strong, healthy, pure Lobang boy.
Yeah.
Deben and Sean are both down with.
But my problem is totally different. My problem is mosquitoes.
No, one is syphilis and one is HIV.
Both don't exist.
Flip a coin and figure who has what.
Between the two of you,
Yeah.
I got the cocoa. I've got the cocoa VV.
The Rona.
The Rona.
The cough Rona.
I somehow caught it. I don't know how. I suspect it might be a coughing older gentleman on the bus.
Have you been playing around with like wild boars in the streets of Yishun? That's why
they've been playing with us.
They've been playing with you, right?
No,
right.
They've been running around. The
You've
wild
been playing
boars.
catch. You've been playing catch.
Yeah, you can catch it. So I had to watch out for my own consciousness. Walk around, a wild boar can come out and hit you and hoodwink you out of nowhere. You go on your daily run. You never know when you'll be actually running for your life.
Yeah, I'm always afraid that they will hit me in the balls, lah. I'm not afraid of like them like knocking me over in the legs, but they just charge you and then like ram you in the balls.
Actually, thankfully, nothing horrific has happened. But wild boars, they do tend, if those with a tusk, they do tend to attack with those, and those tusks are actually extremely sharp.
Because that's a weapon, right?
Yeah. And also it's filled with bacteria, like, because the saliva is filled.
So even if they scratch, like the gash could be quite nasty also.
Right.
But I think the one that hit the lady was a female boar, so no tusk. I can't remember.
Maybe she wanted to mate. Mating season.
Maybe. Or maybe.
Let's be honest.
No, if it was a female boar, maybe she felt threatened.
No, the female boar is it's lesbian. She's part of the LGBTQ community.
Yes. There was a rainbow flag on the boar.
Yeah. Well, maybe she's trans species. She identifies as human.
Trans species. Interesting.
Trans species. Her pronouns are Kim.
Kim Kardashian.
Kim. But today's topic is Armageddon, or the apocalypse. And
on a lighter note, last week was a very intense note. Today is let's keep it light.
Yeah.
We call it the apocalypse industry.
Oh, we can name this episode "The Case for Russia."
Case for Russia. No lah. The apocalypse industry, inspired by the book.
Oh, the Holocaust industry.
So it's the apocalypse industry. How we can sell the end of the world.
Right.
Josie, have you started on the book?
I started on it, but it's quite a hard read.
Yes.
It's a very hard read. It's very dry.
What country is this?
Yeah. LGBT.
This is happiness. This is happiness.
Oh, because I can only see four colors only.
You can only see 4 colors. It's rainbow.
So I saw 4 colors and I'm thinking.
No, got 5. Right? Got 5, 6.
Oh, you can see Oh, because I see him as horizontal.
Josie is blocking. Josie is blocking the other colors.
I see. No, I still only see 4. You lean back also.
Because it's stretch. Yeah, that's the thing about fucking Skype, lah. It's not as good as Zoom. I think Zoom is better. But none of us have the professional Zoom account, right?
No.
Yeah. No. The thing is that yes.
Why?
Because that's the word.
We need more supporters on patreon.com/lotsolobang so that we can get a Zoom Pro account.
Get a Zoom Pro account and you can get like hanging mics.
Exactly. So when the day comes that I get down with the HIV, at least we can do a call.
Yeah, we can.
We don't have to be sharing. I won't have to share the virus with you guys.
You see, that hope is as what do you call that? Imaginative, like the virus itself.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about it. No one has to worry about it.
Yeah. But I think today's episode, last week we focused a bit on the war. I think today's episode we can focus a bit on the sanctions and how the common man is being has to pay for Russia's nonsense.
Well,
it's not
actually,
Russia's
it's the European
nonsense.
nonsense. It's like an entire thing on that side, the Western nonsense. I don't know. I don't know what Russia is considered.
Yeah,
Huh?
even the chess world as well. They just had a major FIDE Grand Prix, FIDE
Wait,
tournament.
did the Indian boy defeat the Norwegian guy?
What, Magnus Carlsen?
Yeah,
The Indian kid, which Indian kid? The young
I
one,
don't know. The 17-year-old one.
Pragmu. Pragman.
I think so. I saw like people uploading shit
I haven't checked
YouTube.
actually. I think it just happened yesterday. I haven't checked.
Yeah, I saw someone upload it on like Twitter as well.
Right. Yeah, but Russian players in like tournaments they can't play under the flag of Russia.
Oh shit! He beat him.
Yeah,
Yeah, they banned the Russian flag at the tournament, so they had to play under the FIDE flag, which is just like what? Why? And most of the Russian players have actually gone on like Twitter and like social media to like kind of denounce Putin's action
dude,
going
the
into
same
Ukraine.
shit happened to Russia when in the 2020 Olympics
Mm,
in Tokyo, right? So it happened last year.
right.
So Russian athletes were banned to participate under the Russian flag.
Right.
So they had to compete under another name. I forgot what they competed under lah.
But why? Why were they banned?
They said that Russia was encouraging state-sponsored doping.
Oh, right. Yep.
So
Correct.
what?
I remember reading about it. Doping.
Doping,
I see.
which is nonsense lah. Because one of the countries that actually dopes the most is the US.
Spot calling the kettle black.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how they know. Because they can recognize it.
Okay,
It's like, hey,
that's
wait a
one.
minute.
So another sanction that has been put upon in terms of sports, FIFA. So the World Cup this year, FIFA wants to remove Russia from participating.
F1 also removed them.
F1 has removed them. Yes.
Oh, there's a race in Russia, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Sochi.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that has
Removed.
been
That's why
removed.
because I saw it on the
Yes.
official site.
Yeah. So
The race there
Russian
cancelled.
clubs can't participate in Champions League or Europa,
Mm.
right? So all of these things has been sanctioned lah.
But what's the point of sanctioning businesses and
It doesn't make
corporations
sense.
like this?
It doesn't make
No,
sense.
it's just to put pressure
On the Russian government to
on
withdraw from Ukraine?
on Russia. Yeah, that's what they do all the time. They did it to North Korea. They did it. It's just to put pressure for you to reconsider your actions.
They're hoping that they can create enough noise in Russia that the people will kind of revolt.
It's basically
Quote unquote,
yeah.
against the government.
It's basically them trying to use force without using force. You know,
Right.
they all sanctions is like like a slap on the wrist. Like we don't like you doing this. If you don't want to have hardship, stop it. Then we release all the sanctions. The problem is that Russia is one of the bigger suppliers of a few things. I think natural gas, oil, grain, wheat.
Yeah.
Wheat. So if
Bar top dancers? How about bar top dancers? In Orchard
uh,
Towers?
bar top dancers, some porn stars also, if I'm not wrong.
Mm.
Yeah, and now that's the thing. Russian girls also quite pretty, but Ukrainian girls apparently were also very very pretty.
Right.
And Ukraine
They're
also
all the
has
same people.
but
You can't say
Ukrainian
this
girls,
now.
Ukraine Ukraine ladies are even more prettier.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that when it comes to agricultural wheat, I think someone just said I read somewhere Ukraine is the fifth largest exporter.
Yeah.
Right.
So if Russia now takes over Ukraine, they don't even have to do it. By doing what they're doing now, they're disrupting this year's
Wheat production.
planting and all that, because they're not going to be focused on
You can't.
planting.
The war going on.
So there might be no planting or anything, so no harvest.
Right.
That means this year's that harvest, that haul will be affected.
Right.
Fifth largest means the entire world's economy will be messed up just by this.
All the prices are going up. Oil prices,
All the prices
commodities are all going up.
will rush.
But of
So
all the crazy things that we said, right, I think what Deben said is the most crazy. You might get us cancelled by saying Ukrainians and Russians are the same people.
oh, they're not wrong. I
Yeah.
mean, he's not wrong.
Of all the crazy shit we said, I think that might get us cancelled.
The funny thing is that reaction, the part
Yeah.
where somebody can be insulted by someone saying that they are the same people. I'm like, oh my god, as if that's the most offensive thing you've ever heard. What
Yeah.
happened to
Yeah.
everyone? What happened to everyone's the same? Why is saying Russian, Ukrainian? Then you bring in your own connotations to that. Oh, you can't say the same because that means that no, people wise they are the same people. They are
Yeah.
like
We are
the
all
same.
humans.
Then you can see it. They're all humans and everything, but when it comes to how similar they are in terms of culture and all that, right? They are quite more closely than I am to a Russian.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, I agree with that.
I mean,
But
of course,
I'm just
but
erring on the side of cancel culture.
but that's the
We
funny
don't
thing about
give two
that's the
fucks about
funny
that.
that's
We're
funny
not
thing
big
about
enough,
them.
lah. I think we hit like 50K listeners.
Yeah, that will be
Then maybe we have to this episode will have to go on the Patreon.
yeah. And it's also so funny that some people are cheering. You know, like you see videos come up and then you see Russian tanks get bombed or you hear stories about Russian soldiers get killed and people cheer that. It was like, are you guys
Yeah, it's a
insane?
bit weird, lah. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, are you guys insane? Why are you cheering the killing of anyone
Yeah.
when you're supposed to be anti-war? You're just saying, oh, these Russian soldiers, they deserve it for invading. These Russian soldiers have no choice in the matter.
And apparently, from what I read, the message on the ground is that the Russian soldiers do not want to be there.
I mean, we don't know, but the thing is that if you look at it from outside point of view, both sides, anyone on any soldier, any ground soldier, won't have a choice. They signed up. That's their occupation. They have to follow orders. That's basically their entire role. The ones making decisions are the generals and all that, and Putin.
Yeah.
And on the other side, same thing. These people are dying for their own country. You don't cheer when you see someone like die. Like, I mean, you call yourselves what? Oh, we're anti-war, anti against all this, but you cheer when you see them die. It's like you're cheering for another person dying. You're
Yeah.
cheering, it's like, yay!
Which is
Like
essentially
this
you're
is
cheering for war, lah.
exactly
Essentially.
you're cheering like, oh yeah, go back. It's like, what's wrong with any of you? And what happened on the other end? Then people also like to raise up the fact that everyone's on Ukraine side when you volunteer to go fight to the death.
Yeah.
Yet none of this happened. You know, they always say like, what happened when it's in Libya, Syria, when people were doing when Yemen, when all those people were taking arms to fight against the Western countries that come in, who were like, oh, terrorists, all these people, what are they doing? Also dumb. It's like what. I'm not even talking about race. I'm just saying that both things don't make sense. People are dying on both sides. Who cares who dies? Why are you even like, why do you kill?
Mm.
And then all the answers like, oh, you're so, the Quran says that you're so naive. People have to fight. This is the fact of life. No, but if you look deep into it, who instigates the fight? Who keeps ordering the fight? Who keeps fighting amongst themselves and then other people have to die? It's the world leaders. They have all the power to talk, but they can't get their way, so they fight. They've
Yes.
always used war as their chip. They try to bullshit us and say, oh, war's last resort. We want to avoid that. That's why we talk. No, every time you go into talk, the war, the violence, the weapons, they're always there.
Yeah.
That's all their calling card. They don't use sanctions are just a nice way of I don't know, maybe you want to say a nice way of fighting, but it's always been war because that's how they really talk. They just up their weapons. NATO used that talk by putting weapons in NATO countries, and of course, then they're saying, oh, that's for defense. But when you up your defense so much, the other countries is going to use that as an excuse to like, hey, why is your defense consists of this? This seems like more offensive weapons, right? Then of course they will up their own weapons, and it will never end. NATO side always say, oh, because we're worried about Russian aggression, and then Russian will use the same thing as like, but you are doing what you said you don't want us to do.
Yeah, and the West also has been painting Russia into a big bad guy for many years, ever since the fall of the Soviet Union, actually.
And we're
Yes.
all supposed to believe the West side that the Russian has this intention. Whenever if there's going to be a dispute, Russia is going to invade.
And also it's
But you
quite
see, that's
weird.
what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also quite weird to see how like ill-equipped. I don't know whether like this is well, whatever that's coming out of Ukraine is 100% true or not. But seeing the videos and articles being written about how Russian tanks has been running out of petrol,
Getting stuck in mud.
yeah, getting stuck in mud. Their logistical supply chain isn't up to date. They can't bring supplies to the soldiers on the
Falling to
battleground. Yeah,
ambushes along the highway.
there are multiple videos of like Russian soldiers like breaking into supermarkets to steal
Yeah.
like supplies because they don't have food. I'm like, what
Yeah.
is going on? How are they
They're
so
so
ill-equipped? You know?
so ill-equipped, so confident that they didn't even have to send scouting parties along the
So
roads or
so if
convoy
this is
routes or
true, right?
anything.
If all this is true, then whatever that the US and Western media has been building Russia up as a like, oh, they're dangerous, you know, they're madmen, they're going to destroy the world. Then I mean, they can't like take over Ukraine. I mean, it's just their neighbor, you know.
If that is true, lah.
Yeah.
But I think the most important thing that I think the mainstream media or most people actually don't look into is that wait,
No one calling you?
yeah, no, it's from our Skype call. Yeah, like Vladimir Putin,
Yeah.
who was part of the World Economic Forum's Young Leaders Program,
Right.
right? So this guy was actually mentored by Klaus Schwab.
Sure.
So it is not as if this fella is against uh, the WEF or any other like massive like elitist organizations. This
Mm.
guy is not going to give you anything new. This guy is part of the, to use the term liberally, cabal,
Right.
right? And you see, right at the end or the so-called end of the pandemic in Europe, all of a sudden, they want to go and invade. Where did the virus go to all of a sudden?
Yeah.
But everyone's vaccinated. We're safe.
Is
It
that
took a
so?
back seat.
No. Austria, the country that said that we are going to fine people who are unvaccinated, have just gotten rid of vaccine passports.
Oh wow.
That means vaccination does not mean anything anymore in Austria. Okay.
Okay.
So the number of countries in Europe that have gotten rid of their plans for vaccine passport and like differentiated measures
Mm-hmm.
gone down the drain,
Okay.
right? So all of a sudden, there's people are not bothered about it anymore, and then this so-called war starts. Why did it start? So you have Russia initially saying that two parts of Ukraine want to be independent, and we recognize their independence.
Mm.
So we're going to help them. And then all of a sudden, it turned into like, oh, Russia is being aggressive. They want to take over Ukraine. And then now they have the biolab storyline coming forth. So which is which? And then you have the, US media not reporting anything about the biolab thing for months,
Mm.
and now they have chosen to report on the Senate committee hearing of them of US saying that yeah, we admit that there are labs funded by the US in Ukraine.
Mm.
Like it's all very convenient, right? Because the narrative keeps shifting, and the general public are not keeping up.
Mm.
But the general public knows that Putin is the new incarnation of Hitler. Russia is wrong,
Yeah.
and every country in the world that is on the side of good is sanctioning Russia.
Mm.
And
Right.
the thing that is filling up the news cycle is that Russians are being sanctioned. Russian
And you
companies are being sanctioned.
and Ukraine is being bombed.
Ukraine is being bombed, or people are fleeing Ukraine. There are now
You get
refugees
you
in
get
Poland,
yeah.
in different parts of in Europe. in the
Mm.
EU, they are all taking in Ukrainians. And
Mm.
then, like what you guys said, Russian army is so poorly equipped. They are getting caught. There are Russian prisoners of war now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Allegedly, there were Russian prisoners of war paraded and like interviewed.
By the Ukrainian
Yeah, within the first few
media.
days of the invasion.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's like the stories that have been put out, right? They are just for me. It seems like all of this is like a cover story. It's so quick. It's just that people like it's like the next iteration of the Great Reset,
Mm.
and it's being encouraged by the people who have been for the Great Reset. Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum, and then you see all the key people. They're all the people who are involved now.
Mm. Also, just what the Great Reset is basically moving away from fiat currency, right? And then going
Not
into
only that, not
going
only
to
that.
digital.
So digitalizing everything.
Right.
So currency, your statehood, that means your ID system.
Mm.
It's to link everyone together,
Right. On this like
right?
central server lah,
Yes,
basically. Okay.
correct. So that central server thing, right, will now not only control your or monitor your finance, it also monitors your behavior.
Mm.
So, for example, if this is just for example, lah. So for now, um, climate change is also a very big topic, right? So if you own an electric car, you might have higher points on your social credit system.
So what
Right.
China's doing now?
What China is doing lah.
Correct, correct. But this is going to be global, lah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So if your carbon footprint is too high, you can't
You,
access.
you get dog points,
You get yeah. You can't access certain
and the
services,
only
lah.
and the only way to enforce something like that is for something catastrophic to happen first,
Correct.
Mm.
So we have really the world has already been pushed towards it by the
COVID.
so-called COVID pandemic.
Yeah, a
So
test.
they tell that
You can call it a
legal
testing
tender,
ground now.
legal tender not hygienic
Yeah.
because multiple people have control of it. So we should get rid of paper. Then now there's another argument saying that paper currency is not good for the environment.
No, I mean,
Okay.
no, I mean, he has a point. I mean, I see that happen because it's a test of conformity. You see
Yes.
how many of us is willing to conform. I mean, I'm already I already conformed to it. I got three, I've got the vaccine and three boosters, three boosters already. I mean, however many boosters they're going to get, I'm already willing to accept. So I basically passed that conformity. I'm one of the ones that will be willing to conform. But that's how willing the people are.
People are willing, what? Very
Yeah,
willing, what?
and then now
Whatever
you
you
can
ask them to do, they want to do because they think that
it's for the
by
greater good.
by doing no, it's not even greater good. It's all for mostly selfish things, lah.
No, as in for the greater good. Like you have to convince people. You, how do you say? Not say greater good. It's for it's a need lah. Like you have to.
You take Singapore as an example, right? There's no greater good at work, lah. If you don't take the vaccine, you can't enter. At first, it started off trivial, lah. You can't go out and eat. You can't go out and have a drink. Okay, it started off with that. Then you couldn't enter shopping centers. Then you could not go back to work.
Mm.
Then they told that, oh, if you can't go back to work, your workplace, your employer can fire you.
Mm.
Right? So it was very incremental, but the timeline was not that incremental. It was a very short span of time.
Mm.
And all of this implemented, right? Then you're no longer doing it for greater good, already. Right? You're doing it for your own self.
Mm.
People did it so that they didn't lose their jobs.
Yeah. And if you're not like if you're a PR or you're on a work permit, you have to take the vaccine. If not, you'll be
You're cancelled.
you can leave
Your
the
work
country.
pass can
Yeah.
they'll tell that you can't renew your PR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You crazy, man.
And then if you want to travel, you would be put on so you have to go through so many disadvantages, right? You need to pay for everyone needs to pay for testing still, right? So you pay for $100 PCR,
Mm.
and then you go overseas, you need to quarantine yourself. Then you need to get tested there again. So all these costs, you don't want the cost, so you get the vaccine.
Mm.
And you see, people are constantly arguing about the efficacy of it. And now Pfizer, fucking in the US, Pfizer is in the court. They have just released documents showing that it is not effective at all.
Oh wow. Why is no one
But
talking about this?
no one talk about it. They are talking about Ukraine. What? They have just released documents.
Right.
You mean I'm suffering because it's not effective? You mean
Yep.
that's why I'm coughing like that?
Yeah, because you just have the flu and you had flu and fever like a normal human being.
Yeah. Also because
And
you've not been sleeping well, you've not been eating right, you've not been drinking enough water.
no, and then you keep in mind, usually if you go and see a doctor, the doctor will give you antibiotics. The doctor will give you quite a bit of medication. But now, because it's so-called COVID virus, they can't give you antibiotics.
Mm.
So they just give you paracetamol,
And they've managed to keep me at home.
flu medication, anti-inflammatory pills, maybe cough syrup. That's it. And then they tell, oh, $10.
Mm.
Yeah, because none of the medication are expensive.
Mm.
They're all cheap meds. And then you don't recover in time because your body is used to antibiotics. And then you are stuck at home because you are not supposed to go out, be responsible. And you're going to take a longer time.
No,
And
I wish it was be responsible. It's $300 fine.
no, dude, now, okay,
Actually now after 7 days you can leave the house, what?
you can leave the house.
It's
Yeah.
not been 7 days yet.
Oh, okay.
No, you are not even part of the system. So if you don't go and get it endorsed, right, you are still not counted.
Oh yeah, but no lah.
So you need
You
to go
know,
to a testing center and you need to take a self-administered swab test supervised under someone. And when it's reflected on the Trace Together app that you went there, that is when all those 3 days, 7 days, all those shit applies to you.
Mm.
So whatever you're doing now, right, is you are
self-imposed.
exercising
Your own responsibility lah.
your own responsibility,
Yeah.
your own social responsibility.
Yeah.
And even if you go and see a doctor, you remember you got the health risk warning last time,
Yeah.
right? You received it last time, right? And it was so comprehensive, right? You had a link to click, you
Yeah.
had forms to fill up. Do you
I
know
had to
now?
submit the picture of
Yeah,
the ART
now
test.
there are no links, there are no forms to fill up,
Right.
there are no links for you to go and submit a picture of your ART test kit. You don't even need to tell them if you test negative or positive at the end of your quarantine period.
The cogs are spinning now.
You can see that.
It
Yeah.
seems like it's
Yeah. Suddenly after a while, right, no one gives a shit about COVID already.
not
Yes.
no one. No one from higher up.
Yeah.
It's like we're left to deal with the residual.
Which is good lah.
Thing.
It's good. I mean, things should open up definitely.
No, but
I mean,
you see, they are
yeah.
relaxing on this end, right? But they are not relaxing at the end where it matters.
Mm.
To us.
No, I
You
think
know,
to the general public, lah.
yeah.
Like
To
you see,
the
now
general party.
they
Yeah.
are gonna have the Ramadan bazaar, but it's still gonna have the VDS,
What's VDS?
the vaccinated differentiated scheme.
I see.
So if you are vaccinated, then you can go in.
But it's an open area though.
Exactly lah. Then they barbecue.
Right.
5 people only at the barbecue pit.
Right.
So people are like telling like, might as well don't go to barbecue.
Mm.
Just don't do it lah. Like for what? I booked the thing then only until 10:30.
Yeah.
Then people about nightlife, they came out with articles talking about like nightlife in Singapore. People are joking about it. They are laughing. What nightlife? Most of the nightlife outlets all closed already.
Yeah, but there are festivals coming out because one of my clients, former clients, like she wants to hold a festival, later part of this year. You know what the restrictions are not? No, they remove social distancing, but only when you can only remove your mask if you're holding a drink, and then you can mingle.
I
So
thought
the
it's
moment you're not drinking, right, you have to put your mask on, and then you have to
Yeah. So the mask on thing, right? If you put a mask on, there's no social distancing.
correct,
You remove the mask, it's 1 meter
correct.
yeah.
by default.
So when you want
And
to cheers your friends, you remove your mask, stand 1 meter away, cheers, take a drink, and then put on your mask again, and then come back together.
it's not going to be enforced, number one.
Mm.
Number two, no one is going to follow that kind of stupid shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Number three, don't that is one festival that they're going to organize. Got to remember Formula One,
Mm.
right? It's on the cards for this year.
Ah, okay. Because 2 years they cancelled it,
2
right?
years they cancelled, yeah. So
Yeah.
this year it's on the card.
Right.
And if I'm not wrong, Singapore just removed themselves from the basically. I think we've opened our doors to everyone already.
What? For visitors?
Yeah.
No.
Really, man?
I
They
think
just
we have.
they went up on the low risk VTL.
No. I think Singapore just opened. Singapore open to travelers, right?
I saw the low risk VTL thing lah. So
Singapore said Singapore to open to all vaccinated travelers. So no more VTLs. As long as you're vaccinated, you can come in.
I saw another one. So like the VTL, right? They have
Mm.
a low risk countries. So if you're from a low risk country, you don't need PCR here.
Ah,
So
and
you
we
can
can.
do a self administered swab test in your whatever your hotel or whatever, and that's it.
And apparently on April 1st, we can go Malaysia.
No, Malaysia is opening their borders on April 1st. But
We
as
can
of
go.
now, you still need to take a PCR before you go there.
We go there, and
Wow.
then they say we go
Then you
there.
need to take a ART there.
You reach the gate, and they say April Fools. Go home.
Yeah.
Go home. They're like Tachibai. It's like yeah. We just
Yeah,
wanted
because
that fun back.
my dad was talking about Malaysia. He was like speculating like people must be like itching to go to Malaysia to pump petrol.
Mm.
But why would they do that if they need to spend $100 per person?
Yeah,
The
doesn't
thing,
make sense.
the
Doesn't
thing
make
is that
sense.
it makes even less sense. Petrol price go up. You go over there, I think
No,
also
it makes sense because even if it goes up, right, your money is better there.
you'll
Yeah,
be
ringgit,
spending
ringgit
so
cheap one.
much time in the traffic jam.
Yeah,
I think you waste
Unless you bring like 10 jerry cans, and then fill them up and then
cannot.
put it in your car.
you cannot bring
You
back.
cannot come back. Can't come back.
They will
You'll
check your
not be
boot, right? They will check your boot, right?
yeah. It'll not be a
Yeah.
very good time to be a customs officer lah.
I think
Yeah.
people will start wearing, those suits where you can fill up liquids in
Oh yeah.
and then just fill up your whole body.
Dude, that's such a fire hazard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you
Cannot
really
smoke.
need a cigarette, so you gotta shit, should I really light up this cigarette?
Then you have to use your vape. You say why? Oh, I got no choice. If I light up that one, I die.
I might end up lighting myself on fire.
I might end up lighting. Or you can see it'll be easy for custom officers to spot. So you all gonna smoke or not? No. Oh. Or you see the guy smoking, I go smoke. Easy.
But vape is also illegal in Singapore, so you can't.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't vape.
Yeah.
So that's how they get you. They get you on both ends. You cannot smoke. You cannot take out you cannot vape. You cannot do. So you're gone. So just don't do
Yeah.
it lah.
So it really doesn't make sense. Like
Yeah.
unless they remove all this shit lah.
And for me, it wasn't that way I wanted. It's like I don't care if Singapore opens its border to everyone. I want everyone to open up borders for us. So we can leave.
Mm.
Leave. I mean, like right now they can say we all can leave. It's actually easier to leave now, but the problem is with all the tests and the cost that goes in, right?
Mm.
Traveling just doesn't make financial sense lah for the lay person lah.
The
And
places where it's fine to go to is too expensive.
yeah,
Like
so
Like what?
UAE,
UK, Europe.
yeah,
Europe. Yeah.
yeah. So it's all those expensive places are the ones where you don't have to do your test.
Don't have
But
to do anything.
the places that we used to go to for that escape and for the your wallet not to die, all the additional cost of what you have to do when you're there just doesn't make sense. Added onto all the other unforeseen things that could happen. You have to do a self-administered test here, you have to pay for it yourself. You go over there. I mean, I don't know about the testing here, but you go over there, then you have unforeseen how many other tests you can do there. You're also unsure about how things are run over there, the scams that can be going on. You go over there, you take 4 different tests, then you find out you only need to do one.
No, you have to book beforehand. What?
Yeah, you
All
book
this
the
shit,
wrong.
yeah.
You book the wrong company, you go there, you get scammed. While you're in the cab, you ask you to do the test. I don't let you in my cab, you do the test. You don't want to do the test, you give me extra $400-500. Then you're like, Then you lose all your negotiation power. You go there, you want to go to the place without wearing your mask. You want to go to a place, you want to sit in my cab. You pay this extra, pay that extra, or I report you to the police. The police see, how come you never wear mask? You say, you never tell me to wear mask. Then you get caught here. So many things. So many more different things to get caught by. We are over here have to wear mask. Over there, someone tells you no need to wear mask. You go
Yeah,
out, you
the mask wearing, I think that's the number one thing that I think general public wants to get rid of.
Yeah.
No, the other thing is that it
Mask
creates
wearing is
yeah.
ridiculous.
But it also creates an issue now because Singapore monitors it by having the red shirt people walk around, correct? We don't know if that's the same in other countries. Some other countries you see the locals they don't wear, but maybe they don't wear, then you thought you can take it off. Then the police officer sees that, comes over and say, hey, you're supposed to wear a mask. They say, oh, they never wear. He arrests you, goes to one corner and say, like, if you don't want to make this a problem, give me money. That's a good case. Now, a bad case, they actually arrest you and say, we have to deport you now. You're like, huh? I mean, there's too many things to take note of lah. So it's a bit leceh. But like you all said, I mean, the shift of it is also quite strange. Like we mentioned it last time. How come like as war was like pending, the European countries saw coincidentally started relaxing all their COVID
Yeah.
things, and you say, it's just a natural. So I said, why did it have to naturally lead that when you were starting to open your borders, this conflict starts to like arise? And we also noted that this conflict wasn't a rise just by one side. They would like to tell you that that's what's happening, that Russia is the one instigating the thing. But we've also noticed the prodding from the other side. And it's like they, amongst themselves at the top, right, they're organizing this kind of thing and running it through a plan. Like phase 1, initiate COVID, get everyone used to and also get everyone used to a certain implementation of quick laws, of certain get everyone used to being quarantined at home.
Speaking of that, Ashon, the Singaporean government has just given itself the power to implement all these kind of laws for another year.
Yeah, quick laws, and they've now gotten everyone used to it being like, not say used to it, used to the idea that it happened before. So no one can say like it never happened before. We're not used to it. Now we know
Precedents.
Precedents.
So it's like emergency law, Is it emergency law?
Yes.
Not only emergency law, it looks like we were being prepped for it. It looks like people were being prepped for the thing. It kind of seems like, I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying it kind of looks like it. And it looks like they prep, and then now they lift it up when it's convenient for them to act on it. And, everyone's already used to it. Now for a different case, it's just the same as COVID. Now you have to stay inside or don't question it. Go fight. I don't know. It just seems to like clockwork. Like it's moving on a like a schedule, like as planned. It's like they're moving things according to some form of plan that they have.
Right. Yeah.
Like all this little movements here, it's basically them playing chess with our lives.
Yeah. And then the pawns are civilians, basically.
Yeah, they're the only ones that suffer. Do you think Putin will be I mean, I can't really say that for say. Do you think Biden, any of the prime ministers over there, or Putin himself will be the first one to perish or the first one to suffer in this in a war that comes up? No, it's everyone else.
Yeah.
The thing will fall is that everyone else will have to suffer, and the ones that probably instigate it will survive until the end to reign over what's left, which is quite sad lah. Because everyone else will suffer, even the the normal people from so far away, the rest of us, who don't even want to get involved in the war because of globalization, or we will be affected by it one way or the other.
And
We
also
get our,
Singapore, yeah, we should have kept our mouth shut lah, rather than joining
no,
fight.
it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Even if we kept our mouths shut, we'll be seen as one thing by one side and another thing. It's whoever ends up the victor of this entire thing. If Russia comes out ultimate victor, yes, you can say that we should have kept our mouth shut. If the West comes out the victor,
Because Singapore has
we
never
feel.
said anything about any other wars that has been fought in the world.
So that means we are
The Israeli
involved.
Palestine
Like,
thing, we've been very quiet on that.
that's the thing. That means our government may be involved in some way
Mm.
that they have to say out. I wouldn't know. Like I said, we're in no position. I thought you want to expose something to us, but we're in no position to say until it happens,
Moving it about.
until we
Yeah.
know what we will be in the dark until stuff happens, and either we perish or we survive to be the so-called survivors of the new war or whatever the new regime that happens. And
Yeah.
by then it's already we're just running with whoever has the master plan.
Do you think in the new world there will be bubble tea shops in Singapore, or will we have got rid of all of them?
I hope so, man. I don't want to have to go buy bubble tea like a drug dealer. Like, you got the honey, you got the hazelnut one, or got the
Yeah.
hazelnut one. The one very rare. I need to charge you, but like, it's 2 Ethereum. 2 Ethereum, what cannot lah?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I need that one to buy the rest of my week's
And-
food. Like.
You
And
see,
then-
Sean is more concerned about that than his degree expiring in 5 years.
Oh yeah. You're more concerned with bubble tea.
Who fucking cares about the degree, man? Then I have to introduce the bubble tea. We cannot be seen drinking it, so it has to be intravenous.
Yeah, what kind of fucking dumb shit are they talking about in Parliament? Like, who
I don't
comes
know.
up with this kind of stuff?
4G,
You know what?
4G MPs.
If you want to
Yeah,
talk
like,
about
why?
distractions, there'll be a lot of distracting shit. Then we
And
say
then another MP said this, that we should train taxi drivers to drive buses and bus drivers to drive taxis. Like,
what what was this person from the army? Is that so we got multi roles? Is it?
I have no clue where these fucks are from, but
Yeah.
these fucks are talking nonsense. And then another thing happened. An NS man died in West Coast Park
Oh yeah, I read about that. I read about that.
while he was doing the NS fit.
Oh yes,
park
yes.
thing, right?
Uh.
So he passed away.
Uh.
And now they have cancelled all NS fit from home, in the park,
Huh?
and at the HPB, HIIT venues.
Mm.
But
So the only place you can go for the NS fit or IPPD is at fitness centers, which is in the army camp lah.
what does
How
that
stupid is that?
What does that have to do with anything? He died there because of what was the cause of it? Why did you cancel everything else?
Exactly.
The
So
5 years.
I think their
Okay.
precautionary tale, right, is that if the NS men were to have done the thing at a fitness center, there would have been medics and ambulance and medical center.
Mm.
That is the only reasoning I can see why they cancelled it.
But the thing is
Yeah.
that what if he still died? How would you know?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
So that's one thing. I mean, but they've been known to do that. Every time someone dies, they usually can. But permanently, I thought they just cancel it and then stop all stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not
If they
sure.
want to cancel, right, they should cancel everything.
But the other thing is the 5 years degree thing. The guy, so he said it was just a suggestion. But to suggest something in that,
So you heard the reasoning, right? You repeat the reasoning.
the reasoning of
It
the
was
5 years.
just a suggestion.
It was just a suggestion. It was to keep Singaporeans ever evolving or ever growing. Is it?
How about we ask him how long since his graduation?
Keep us relevant in the field.
When did he graduate? How
Ah.
long ago was that? And he should not be able to be an MP because your
Yeah.
qualification has
Correct.
expired.
No, that's the thing. It's like you want to suggest kind of thing, right? It applies to you also. It means you have to go back and without using any influence that you have, get that degree again. Without using any influence you have, have you even considered the financial requirements for that? Are you going to lower the cost it is going to take to get that kind of degree? Did he suggest that one? Was that part of his suggestion? I don't know. Because when I heard it coming out, I couldn't even bother to read because I was hoping no one would take that seriously. An expiring degree?
No,
Who would
people
be
took it as a joke,
I
and the
mean,
joke is PAP.
I mean, the thing is, for them to even come up with something like that, right?
Yeah.
At that level, and if you even want to consider that, right, you think about it. If you don't give us the fact that you're going to lower the cost of education, and then come up with that kind of concept, then don't even talk about it because normal degrees already cost us so much to get, and now you're going to put an expiry date on them, which means when we want to renew them, we have to pay almost like even if you say 25% the cost, that's still a lot of money. And then for another renewal of another 5 years, is everything in Singapore going to be for rent?
Wait,
House,
so after
car, education, what food?
wait,
I mean,
so
I don't
after
know.
the 5 years, what? Then you have to like renew your
Yeah,
degree again,
you
or?
have to go and
Yeah.
retake your
So
uh
like within the five
degree.
years, you should be doing things to upgrade yourself apparently,
Uh,
or
yeah.
to make yourself more relevant, or
So
keep the relevance of your education or your
yeah,
qualification up to date. So without that, your degree lapses.
lapses lah. So
So
you basically have to go back for like enrichment courses and enrichment classes lah.
yeah,
Oh wow.
which
Well,
doesn't make any sense.
yeah, but what if you're still practicing in the industry that you got your degree in?
Exactly.
No, see that was the reason why that that idea probably never settled because once you get your degree right, it qualifies you to start working in the industry. Then once you're in the industry right, that's where you gain the relevant experience to stay uh functional there.
Yeah, lah. Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
when you're already in there and you're already functional and that place doesn't when they require you to up your skills, usually the company is the one that will send you for upgrades. And that's where you go for your own enrichment courses. See,
Yeah.
this is the thing. You go for your own enrichment courses, but it shouldn't have negated the fact that you got the degree in the first place. I
Yeah,
mean,
it make sense if like for example, if I now want to go back into engineering, then yes, I would have to
yes,
go and take another
of
degree or some
course,
shit
yeah,
because I've not practiced
exactly,
engineering at all.
exactly.
But if I'm an engineer now, then it doesn't make sense for me to go and take the degree again, right? Even though I've been working in the industry for like 10 over years.
You see, both of you guys trying to explain it in itself is ludicrous. Because when we have to explain such basic things, right,
Yeah.
this is where you have to think like, are these people taking the mickey out of us, like normal citizens?
I mean, I don't
This
know.
this
Were they
one
hoping that
bubble
we wouldn't the bubble tea one? Wait, that one I only found out today when you just told me. I was like, how?
Yeah,
Who was the one that came up with that?
it's a lady lah.
Please tell me why. Nutrition lah. What was her reasoning? Can anybody please enlighten me?
I have no clue, and I don't think we should ever go into the reasonings because there can't be any logical or sound reasoning
Josiah,
behind it.
what does she have? Was she not able to get her LET on time? Was she not?
I think yeah. I think she has maybe she doesn't like sugar.
Maybe she's just indecisive. She said there's too many bubble teas. Is it? She just wants to keep it nice and
Maybe
clean. Koi.
she's been waiting like in line for her favorite bubble tea for over an hour, and then when she got to the counter, like her favorite bubble tea has been sold out, and she's like, oh
No, I think it's the
no.
other way around.
Okay,
I think she liked.
did you guys see the hoo-ha about the PSP NCMP, the Leong guy?
Oh, the guy, he was held in contempt of parliament
Contempt
or
of
something. Right?
Parliament, right?
What did he say? What did he do?
Okay, so he said that because he was asking questions,
Uh,
and then the Speaker of Parliament and the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, they said to him that we are running out of time. We are
Mm.
out of time. You can't ask questions. So he posted on his Facebook like his entire speech, or the parts where he was asking questions, and it was like 20 something minutes or something like that. So he posted it and said that it is unfair that the opposition party member does not get a time to raise questions and get answers for that. And then I got shut down saying that there's no more time. So that was picked up as contempt of parliament, which
Okay.
most likely could have happened. It could be one of the rules. It could be part of the rules, like the Parliament Act. It could be part of that. Okay. But the important thing that got swept under because of this shit, right? And then he came out to apologize and say that, yeah, it was my fault. Okay. But the most important thing is that he was asking questions.
About
He was
what?
asking about the budget,
Oh,
about raising
Okay.
GST.
Okay.
you don't ask about that.
So he asked a really important question, saying that
What?
why do we need to raise the GST by 2% when raising the tax on the top 10% earners in Singapore will
Oh,
easily give you that amount.
yeah.
Because that, so he came up with a calculation saying that the
Oh,
top 10% in Singapore, the last financial year, 84 billion was collected from them.
Oh wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
What?
84 billion, yeah. So if you tax them another 3% or something like that, 3 to 4%, you will get 3.2 billion.
as in
Oh,
the top.
additional 3.2 billion.
Correct.
So
Right.
as in
And that is,
the top 10% paid 84 billion in taxes.
yes.
Wow. That's mad.
Okay. So while he was suggesting this and asking questions in the parliament,
Yeah.
Lawrence Wong just said to him that, where are you getting the figures from? I am the minister for this department, and I think we know more than you.
Oh,
That's all he said.
the same way of, yeah, they tend to do that a lot. A lot of that talking down too.
Yes.
Very
The
patronizing.
yeah,
Very
the kind
number
is
one.
like, we know more than you, shut up, but without any display of it.
Technically, they should
We
not know more than you.
no, the thing is that
Technically,
if he wanted to display that he knew more, he could have gone up and say, where did you get the number? That number is actually off by a bit. Or, say something that
but
indicate
Sean,
you knew. I mean, I don't
you
know.
see, that's the problem. They
Uh,
should not know more than you.
Like, yeah. No, but that was the running thing.
If you are on a level playing ground, if everyone is dealing with the same figures, data sets, and numbers, everyone should have the same data sets.
Yeah. I mean, I think he
Right?
kind of
If
shot himself there.
you're transparent, right? Everyone should have the same data to work with.
Yeah.
But no, by you talking like this, like that, like exactly like that, right? Now we know that you don't share data. So if you don't share data, then how are these people supposed to come up with policies that challenge your policies?
Yeah, that was a shitty rebuttal. That was a
Right?
shitty
Yeah.
answer, actually, not rebuttal. It's just like,
That-
he asked
There
a
was no
question.
answer. There was
So
He
he
no
didn't
just
answer.
quashed
answer.
it. He
He
just
just
quashed
quashed
it,
it.
and then
He
and then
just said that I don't think I should spend time answering to you because you don't know.
It's like, yeah,
what? That's
Dude,
mad.
it
it's
wasn't.
verbatim,
Yeah,
but you can watch it.
it wasn't like, you're not just answering him, you're answering the rest of us.
Yes.
Like, I mean,
Then the
okay,
the speaker of the house didn't step in and say you have to answer this.
Nothing. That is why this guy was saying that the Speaker of the House did not intervene at any moment. And people on like the comment section and all, they're saying that this is just so rude.
but the gall
It's
of it
unbecoming of
yeah,
a politician to
the
behave
thing
this
is
way.
that to have that kind of cheek to answer that way in front of a camera,
Yeah.
like, he didn't even hide it, like this kind of answering, right? Even normal people is like, wow, hey, just answer it a different way lah. I mean, why did it be so curt? Like, you ask something horrendous like that. It's like, I know, I understand how they want to look at it. For whenever it comes to taxing the rich, usually governments will try to steer away.
Yeah.
Usually,
Is
when it
Lawrence
comes,
Wong like friends with the top 10%?
yeah,
He is in the top 10%.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the thing is
point.
that whenever it comes to taxing the rich, whenever it comes, yeah, whenever it comes to taxing the rich, things get a bit more sensitive. Because when you
Yeah.
increase taxes on the rich won't stay. They're only here for low taxes. It's how it works. The
Then,
poor
then
have no choice. The
yeah.
middle ground don't really have a choice. The high rich, they want to mingle around, they'll pay their share. The ultra rich, that they're the ones that you want to stay and you give them whatever they want. They are making the most, but you still want to make them pay the. I mean, in I guess it's not they don't. It's not that they don't pay a lot. They pay like you just said the top 10% paid 84 billion, but it's in comparison to what they earn.
Yeah, I think a better response, right, from Lawrence Wong would be he get up to the mic and say, "Hey, this is a personal question. Stop attacking me."
Yeah,
And then
stop
he goes back
attacking
and
me.
just sit down.
Yeah, stop attacking me or I'll take away your bubble tea.
Yeah, stop asking me to pay more money, okay?
It was in response to that. That's why the lady come out and say like, I feel that there have been too many bubble tea, knowing that the guy who just spoke right, he's like his sons, his daughter, all love bubble tea.
Oh,
Is this a personal attack on him? He's like, hey,
could
Chibai.
be.
That's why he came out. That's why he came out and like, hey, sorry,
All
sorry,
future
sorry.
diabetics.
Yeah, hey,
I
sorry,
think,
sorry, sorry.
yeah,
And some more, yeah, Demon's not a big fan of sugar drinks or something.
Yeah.
And
I
he's still
think
not.
the education one can be quite sneaky. Yeah, it seems that the government wants to privatize education.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
That's what come up this whole.
have you seen the new implementation?
No, no, what is it?
So I think by 2024 or something like that, secondary schools won't have streaming.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
so there
I heard
won't be
something along that.
express, normal academic, normal technical,
And
and all this kind
I
of shit.
think they're also moving towards no mid-year exams.
Yeah, they are getting rid of mid-year exams,
Which can be a
Well,
good thing, though. Which can be a good thing.
which could be a good thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they are slowly going towards the IB program, right?
Mm.
So you go to a school and your school has the same standard for everyone till the age of 16 or 17. And then it's like a accumulative kind of thing. And then in your final year, whatever you do gets graded together with what you have done so far.
Mm.
But let's see whether they get rid of A levels and all that kind of shit.
No, they probably won't. They want. I think what they want to. I think what will happen is probably they will take a load off public schools
Mm.
and they'll transfer it to private tuition or private tuition schools where kids will go to for extracurricular learning. So
Yeah.
you learn on your own money, not on
Mm.
not on subsidized money, but you learn on your own money. You learn that basically give you extra space to spend on your money. Like you think by them lifting the stress on kids in school is going to lift the stress further on. I think they're just going to increase the difficulty of the exams at the end.
Yeah, in Singapore, it has been getting worse.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
standards have been getting higher
no, the thing is
as
that
time goes by, right? But I don't think they will be privatizing anything because education is one of
no,
the
no,
things that
they're not privatizing it. As in it already exists. The tuition centers out there. It's just that that's where it's somehow it's moving somewhere They take all this out. I don't think it's for our benefit I don't
no,
think it's for the.
I think it's nothing to do with tuition centers. I think it's to do
I'm not
with the grading
saying.
system. So the grading system, from what I can see, they are trying to move towards IB.
I never
Mm.
I never I don't have any examples of IB. I've only heard about it. I
So
don't know how it works.
so basically, there's going to be less secondary schools in the future, lah. I assume they're going to streamline it to that you have like maybe like 10 or 15 courses that
No,
you
no,
can
no.
go to. Is it? Oh.
That doesn't make sense. What the volume is still needed,
Mm.
but the system is what will change.
What kind
Oh,
of
okay.
system is an IB?
IB is so you get all the subjects, so
Mm-hmm.
everyone will learn everything.
Aiyo.
So
Okay.
now, right, you are being like shoehorned from a young age,
Mm.
right? So like now, I think now primary school got no EM1, EM2 already, right? So previously got EM1, EM2, then got express, special, express, normal acad, normal tech. Then Sec 2, you get split into science and arts.
Mm.
Correct? And then like at
Something
the
like
age of 16, if you're in normal, you either
Yeah.
go on to do O levels or you go to ITE
Mm.
or you take private. So what they're going to do is get rid of all these differences
Mm.
because they have realized that loads of people are saying that the education system cannot be sustained.
Mm.
You're not producing quality students because you're
Yeah.
shoehorning them into different categories so early that it doesn't
And
make sense.
you're also creating stigmas.
Correct. You're creating a socio-economical status at a very young age. Right? So it's not really helpful. So they're moving away from that.
But
So
what's an IB?
IB, like you can also choose subjects, but you will
Integrated
learn the subjects
bachelor something, right?
international bachelorette.
International
So
bachelor.
so you will learn these subjects for like 6 years.
I thought that sounds more like
And
a
then
foreign babe.
yes, so most of the international schools all have IB.
Mm.
And schools like ACSI, like Methodist Girls, they also have IB.
Yeah, that's why when I heard about it, it sounds almost like elite level stuff lah.
No, it's way more sustainable way of teaching kids.
Okay,
Yeah. Rather
it's
than
good lah.
them jumping around different
Yes.
programs lah.
So
Okay,
It's more
you can
streamlined.
even study like music as IB for like a sustained period of time lah.
that
Yeah.
sounds good actually.
Yes. And that's why people from like all these IB schools, right?
Mm.
They go straight to university. They bypass A levels. They
Mm.
don't need a diploma. At the age
Oh
of
shit!
like at
Does that
18,
mean
you go
that
straight to university.
so that means they're trying to do away with A levels lah?
Could be.
Yeah, could be.
Truth
Yeah.
be told, yeah. A levels just take 2 years for that period. Means you can
Yeah.
get a younger workforce.
Yes.
You can get a 16-year-old in uni, and then after come out serve army. Yeah,
And I
and then
reckon
so
they will make it so that you have to qualify for IB.
yeah.
So if your grades are above a certain percentage, you qualify for IB.
But in order that's where I come in, because you're gonna remove all the things from public school, right? So no more mid-year exams for the assessments.
Yeah.
So you have to see how
And
they're
keep in mind,
Oh.
public schools are like 90 something percent of the education
Mm.
system.
yeah.
The private schools are very, very small percentage. So including like Raffles, like Hwa Chong IB, right? So like these schools, right, are not really affected by it because they already have their own curriculum. They are independent schools.
Yeah. So I think we should all move into education though, if that's the case. I think we should start our own uni.
That,
Yeah,
no,
so-
that's
so-
that's where I want. That's where I wanted to go. We could start a tuition center. I know a few people that could help teach. Then
But first we need to audition for tuition teachers in our studio.
we can get international bachelorettes.
Yeah. All right, man. Shall we
All
call
right.
it?
Yeah, we have to.
Thanks for watching another episode
We'll
Lots of Lobang.
hopefully be able to physically appear next week.
In the studio next week.
Yeah. Remember to
Alright.
catch the breaking wind?
Yes.
Because right now it just feels like we're making personal videos for one person.
Yeah. Patreon.com/lots of lobang.
All right. Ciao.
Ciao.